Hi guys, this is Yawanda from inkwelleditorial.com again. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is a question I get quite often from people in my romance writing webinars or people who read my blogs, whatever. So I wanted to address the question of how much can you expect to earn as a self-published author from each book? And oh my God, that is such a hard question to answer because it depends on a lot of individual factors. So I'm just going to tell you, based on my experience, what you can expect. To date, I've published over 60 romance novellas. I've been writing and self-publishing romance since 2013. So I have quite a bit of experience with this. What I can tell you is this. You will make the most amount of sales from a novel usually when it first comes out, within that first 2 to 3 weeks. That's when you'll know if you have a really good seller on your hand or if you have what I call a plotter. A plotter is a book that just, you put it out and it may sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies a day, and it just plods along like that. Or if you have, for me, a good seller is one that right out of the box is selling 15, 25, 30, 40, 50 copies a day. And then it may go like that for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it kind of drops off. And the reason that it drops off is less to do with you as an author and more to do with Amazon's what's called a 30-day sales clip. Amazon likes to, they like to show new content, fresh content. It's kind of like, department stores. They change their windows a lot because if you walk by a department store and you see the same thing in there, then you're probably not going to go in every time. But if you walk by, you see something different every time. Sometimes you'll like what's in the window, sometimes you're not. You won't. But when you see something that you like in the window, you're more likely to be drawn in, and you go in, and then you may come out, with a few bags of stuff that you bought. So same thing, same principle online. Amazon likes to switch up its offerings to customers. So what I've found in most of my novels, because I can be having one that's, swimming right along, it's selling 20, 30, 40, 50 copies a day. And then it just seems like right at that 30, 45 day mark, it just kind of drops off. It'll go from selling maybe 50 copies a day to down to 7 or 8. And it's called the Amazon 30-day sales clip because Amazon's its algorithms, it likes to keep things fresh and new, and that's what most sites on the web. So other authors are publishing and you're not. So as those new books come out, they push your content further down. Now this doesn't go for people like, if you have big people like Danielle Steele and Nora Roberts and Brenda Jackson and the biggies, they're going to sell. They're going to get the space like all the time. But for us little guys who are just starting out, even mid-list authors, unless you're paying to keep your book up in the ranking, it'll naturally peak and then it'll fall down. But the great thing about self-publishing is as soon as you publish your next book, then sales kick up again. And the one thing I like about self-publishing is once you have a back catalog, I always say your best marketing tool is your next book. Because as soon as you publish that next book, then sales of everything tends to go up. So even when you publish a book that doesn't do well, let's say it comes out as a plotter, it's selling 3 copies, 5 copies per day. If you have 10 or 12 other books in your catalog, the reader might not take to the book that you just published, but they'll look and go, what else does she have? What else does he have? And they may buy one of your older novels. So every time I publish a new book, sales of my older novels always kick up. So that's a great thing about self-publishing. So it's hard to say what a new book will do. You just never know until you put it out. And but the thing is, if you continue to self-publish, you have some that'll do really well. And usually about only a few books. Like I said, I have over 60 novels out now, and really only probably 5 or 6 of those account for the bulk of my sales. But the bigger your back catalog is, the more those books that aren't selling going gangbusters every day, they will account for a larger and larger part of your earnings. So it always pays to continue to self-publish. So it really depends on the author, the genre, pricing, trope, how well it's written. it depends on a lot of factors. So nobody can tell you, oh, you're going to sell X number of books right out of the box. Nobody can tell you that. You don't even know yourself as an author. But I have noticed that over time, you will know right away when you release a novel, usually if you have a one that's going to climb the charts, or if one that's just going to kind of plod along. But don't get discouraged by the sales of one novel. You know, again, self-publishing money is made by publishing consistently. And there are so many factors that are out of your control. But the one that is in your control is how often you publish, how well written your stories are, what, you know, how you price it, what your covers look like. So you do have a lot that's in your control. So don't worry about what you can't control. Worry about what you can control, and don't get discouraged by the sale of one novel. Just get busy, start writing the next one, because one thing I can tell you about romance is romance sells. It's the biggest selling genre of all time. Readers come to the genre early, and they're usually lifelong readers. Like me, I'm 55. I've been reading romance since I was a teen, 12, 13 years old. And today I'm still reading it. They tend to be, so romance readers are lifelong readers in the genre, and they may not like this book that you put out, but you keep publishing and they'll pick up the next one and the next one and the next one. And just one final thing I want to leave you with is, as a romance author, readers tend to be very loyal too. If they pick up your one book and they like it, 30 to 40% of them will go on to buy other books from you and will buy almost everything that you publish. So even though they may pass on one every once in a while, once you build your tribe of readers, those readers who are going to stick with you throughout your career, and the longer you stick with it, the more that grows, the easier it is to make money. So in the beginning, it can feel like climbing up a hill, you know, with just a toothpick, but pretty soon you get your tribe of readers. You put out, the more books you put out, the more your tribe grows, the more money you make. So don't get discouraged, just hang in there. This is the one genre that it is pretty simple to start making a living in. So I hope that helps and gives you some insight. Okay, see you next time. See you in the next video. Bye.